This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to be walking you through your 2020 Flagstaff Microlight model 25 FKS. Okay, I'm here on the door side of the trailer, moving towards the rear. Okay, so at the very rear you have a your water heater. The thing to know about the water heater is this, of course, is your anode rod slash drain plug. The anode rod is a sacrificial rod. The material it's made out of, in case you don't know, the material it's made out of is an easier target for minerals in the water. So it'll attack that rod and eat it away, which is supposed to happen, so it doesn't attack the lining of your tank. It just makes your tank last a lot longer. Alright. When you put it back in, it goes in that hole right there, and the hole, or the socket, is a 1/1/16 inch socket. Okay. Now, this water heater works on gas or electric, but I need to show you that there's a second electric switch. Both switches are inside to operate it, but this kind of switch is kind of a holdover from when they didn't wire an electric switch on the inside. So this switch here, it's going to be off right. I'm going to leave it off, but you obviously have to have it on before you use the water heater. You still use the switch inside. This is a kind of redundant switch. What it does is it sends power or shuts off the power, either way, to this heating element that's behind this cover right here. So it's strictly for the electric part of the water heater. So just keep in mind that it's there. I just don't want you to think it's broke because you're using the switches inside and it won't heat up. So when we get inside, I'll show you where the gas and electric switches are, but just keep in mind that lower left hand corner there is a second switch for the electric heating element. Alright. Also, before you pull this plug out to drain it, you always want to let the pressure out like this of the tank before you pull it out, otherwise it'll shoot out of there like a cannonball with a gallon or two of water right behind it. So keep that in mind. Alright, so this is just a hookup for a sprayer. It comes with a sprayer. It's just a coiled hose with a spray gun on the end for hosing things down. Now, before I open this up, your outside kitchen, I just want to show you that there is a quick connect here for LP gas. Basically, this one has a valve on it too, so keep in mind. I'm just going to try and show you and do this at the same time. Here, let me go like this here. All right. So you're going to, right now you can see this handle here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's off. That's the gas valve. All right. So to connect it, you're going to stick the male end of the hose in here. But before you do that, you pull this back. You put the male end in and let it go, and it locks it into place. Then you would turn the gas on like that. Okay? And this plug goes in here, and keep the plug in here when you're not using it, because you don't want gunk to get in there, especially road debris and stuff, because you want it to stay clean inside there, so you always get a good connection. There's another one down there, if you can see it. I'm not going to roll down there, but you see it's about 4 feet down or so from this one. That one is for your outside grill. I think this one actually has a griddle, but so that would be for your griddle. So you got two disconnects. Remember, if you ever buy appliances for this, gas appliances, you need low pressure appliances, because this is a low pressure system. It runs on 11 to 13 inches in the water column. That's how they measure gas. So if you ever buy anything, make sure it does that. A regular backyard grill won't work because that runs straight through off the tank. It doesn't have a regulator on it, so that would be a high pressure grill. You need something low pressure. Okay. All right. Let me get up here. Back on my feet. Supposed to be in the 90s today. I can't wait. All right, so this is your range top. Remember, I told you have to plug the hose in, right? So let me open this here, see what's inside. This is your refrigerator. Obviously, it's just works on 110 AC, and as soon as you plug in your trailer, it turns on. This has got two burners here. You just light them with a lighter. All right. But here we have the hose, okay, that I told you about. So this is the male end that plugs into the female coupler. All right. I think we have that. So you got a power awning, a long one. It's got an LED light strip that runs the entire length of it, or width of it, I guess. You got outside speakers, a TV mount with antenna out here, just a coax, and power to plug it in. This is the service panel for your refrigerator. You don't really have to go in there, it's just for servicing it. That is your makeup air and your output for your furnace. And this is a rail that in this case you have a griddle. The griddle will hang right on here, just hangs on and gravity holds it on. Alright, so your steps are very sturdy. They fold into the trailer and fold out of the trailer, and they're very sturdy. You can adjust them down here. There's holes all along the legs, and you can pull this pin out right here and slide them up and down for uneven terrain. You always have to have it over here. If you look at how this piece is pretty much parallel with the threshold. I'm trying to get a picture. It's parallel with the threshold here. It should be like that, otherwise it'll hit the bottom of the door. So if that ever happens, you just got to lower the legs a bit. Okay. Now keep in mind that this thing wants to throw the dirt inside the trailer, so you have to brush it off really good. And when you get it about halfway up, just shake it, and it'll knock it off. Also, one other thing, the door has to be open about that far to move the steps up and down. Otherwise, they'll hit the door here. So you got to have it open like that. But I want to show you right now. It's very close. There is your awning arm, and here's the door. So if you had the door all the way open, it's going to hit the door when the awning goes out. So you got to back it off a bit. Okay, keep that in mind. It's not going to wreck anything, but you'll hear it. It might put a scratch on your awning possibly, but it's not going to ruin it. All right, up there is the vent for your range hood. So you got a range hood over the stove with a light and a fan in it. If you're going to run the fan, you have to reach up, and you'll see it when you look at it in person, but there are two little latches there you push up on, so the baffle inside will flap freely, so you can vent whatever you're cooking. You can vent it to the outside. But keep in mind, when you're not using that fan, you want to close that up and just keep it latched in place. You don't want to drive down the road with it open, or keep it open so bugs can get in there or whatever. Okay, that's a sink vent. This is your hitch. Now your hitch is a Husky center line. It's a weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. It's a really good hitch. We'll show you how this operates when you come to pick up. But you can also, if you get into trouble, when you're first using it, you can't remember, you go to their website, Husky center line, and they've got setup videos. Will tell you the same thing that we tell you, so you can always refer back to it. All right. You have manual stabilizers, scissor jacks. They operate with a crank, which comes with it, or you can use a 3/4 inch socket on a drill, which a lot of people do. Makes it real easy. All right, moving towards the front. Deep cycle marine battery. You have two 30-pound LP tanks. Now this regulator is an automatic changeover LP regulator. It's gonna drain this one down, then it'll automatically switch over back and forth, right? This is not a tank selector. This is just a gauge. You point it at the tank you want to check. Let me show you. Like that. See how it turned green? I don't know if you can see it on this video here, but it was red. It turned green because I had this tank over here was off. So all it's telling you is that there's gas in the tank. If it's red, the tank's empty, and all you do is point this at the tank you want to check. All right. You have a power tongue jack here. Keep in mind that you can crank this manually. If it fails, you can just pull this plug out, and then you use the 1/4 inch or 3/4 inch crank that you would use for the stabilizers, and you can actually move it up and down if it fails. All right. Okay, one last thing. There's a kill switch for the battery right there behind the tanks. You can see right now it's on. You just twist it to the off position to shut the battery off. That way you can kill the battery when you put it in storage, so you don't have to take a cable off or anything like that. You just turn it off. Outside shower, hose down kids and dogs and feet and what have you. You have two gray tanks in this one. This gray tank here, you see it says gray tank 2. This one here is basically a galley tank. It's still a gray tank, but it drains your sink. All right. So this is open right now. That's closed. So normally you would fill up your tank, normally using it. When you dump it, you put the hose on here, put the other end in the dump station. Then to dump it, you're just going to pull it like that. It'll come whooshing out of there. Then when you come back farther here to the other gray tank and the black tank, this one here is the black tank, if you can see it. That's the black tank valve, and this is the gray tank valve. Now this black tank is this black tank is toilet water and waste here. The gray tank is sink and shower water. All right. So what you'll do is you put your hose on here, put the other end in the dump station. Then you're going to pull the black one first. And then when it dumps, after it dumps, you'll pull the gray one second. The reason you do that is because the gray water is just cleaner water than the black water. So you want to dump the gray or the black tank first, then the gray tank. All right. And this has another feature. Let me go find it for you. Let me walk towards the back here. If I can find it. It's right here by the ladder. This is the black tank flush. So like it says on this little sticker here, make sure that the black tank valve is open, and then you put your hose on here at the dump station, you turn on the water, and it'll spray the inside of your black tank to clean it out even better. It's a really good thing to do. And keep in mind, like I said, you want to open the valve for the black tank first so you don't build up too much pressure in there before you turn the water on here. All right. Your fresh water drain is here. If I can show you. You see here, right there. This is another gate valve. Okay. Your power cord is 30 amp and 25 feet long. Okay, you have a ladder to get on the roof. Now the most important thing I can tell you is that you have to inspect your roof. So you want to go up there 3 times a year, figure in the spring and in the fall. And then once in the middle of the summer, you're going to go up there, walk around, check all the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation. Sometime you're going to see something up there. That's why you're inspecting it. You don't know when. So you're just protecting your investment. So you go up there, and when you start to see some separation or cracking, you're going to have it taken care of. All right? It's very important. Also, you can see that housing. This housing means it's pre-wired for a backup camera. It takes a Furrion camera that fits into that housing. We do sell them here. You can talk to our parts people if you're interested. You can see when you're backing up or when you're going down the road, either way. All right. This bin pulls out. Okay. This is your outside table right here. That is the coil sprayer hose I told you about. There are 2 cranks in here and some other stuff. Now, let me slide this in just real quick here so we can see. This is your water filter canister. This does come with a water filter. You have to put it in yourself if you choose to use it. Some people don't use it because they don't drink the water. Other people use them religiously. It just depends. And then you have this valve here. Now this is important. This hose here goes up to the side of the trailer right here, to the antifreeze inlet. So if you want to draw antifreeze in the trailer, you do it through here. You'll put a hose in here and into the gallon of antifreeze to draw it in. But to do that, you have to change the position of this valve to there. Whatever line it's parallel with is the one that's open. So right now it would draw, the water pump would draw through that line there, through that port. But right here, it will, in the normal position, it'll draw from the fresh water tank. So we're going to leave it like that. This comes with a wrench to spin that canister off. There are also bypass valves for the water heater back there, which you'll have to learn a little bit about if you're going to do it yourself or have it done. But you have to bypass the water heater before you put antifreeze into the system, because you can't get antifreeze into the water heater because it leaves a really foul taste and smell. So they give you a way to bypass that in the back of the water heater. That is just a receiver. This is your city water connection. The most common way to get water to the trailer. You're just going to put your hose on there and you're all set. Just turn it on and the whole thing's pressurized. Now if you go to an older state park that has plumbing, it does not have plumbing on the campsite, but it has a fill station. You can fill your fresh water tank right here and then use the onboard pump to pressurize the water, and it'll work just like you have city water. These are just cable and satellite through coaxes here. All right. Okay, so let's go inside. So this is the control panel. So we're going to start by sending the slide room out. So we're just going to push out and hold it. It's going out. Always make sure these drawers haven't slid open or there's a cupboard door in the way, anything like that before you operate it. I should have enough room here. I got to pay special attention because I don't want to hit anything. Let me go look here out the window. Yep, looks like I'm just going to make it. Okay. When you get it out all the way, it's going to ratchet. You'll hear a ratcheting sound going out and coming in. That's normal. That just keeps it from overextending or over retracting. I want to go a little bit farther, but I'm afraid I'm going to. They parked this next one so close. Let me look again. Yeah, I think I can get the rest of the way out. I'm feeling lucky right now, so there it goes. So that's the ratcheting sound. You can see it dropped into place. Even with the floor. That's what you want. Alright, so this is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. It should always be green. It detects LP gas and carbon monoxide. If it goes off, you take everybody outside, shut off your gas at the tank and figure out what's going on. All your windows have these shades. Now, keep in mind if you're traveling and you're out west somewhere, let's say, and they just start falling down all the time, they won't stay up. You don't need to call service or anything. All you do is either unscrew this here. You can do it on either side. But the bottom line, the tighter this is, the tighter this is. So you're just going to pull this cable through and tie a knot about a ½ inch farther up so it's tighter. You do that and it'll stay in place. They tend to loosen up sometimes after some travel, so that's why I'm telling you. Your griddle is right here. Self-explanatory. This is just a heater that you plug into your mattress on your master bed. This end will go into the mattress, the other end goes into a 110, and then it's just an analog thermostat. They call it some people refer to it as a heater, but think about it more as a warmer. It doesn't get hot, it just takes the chill off the mattress. I told you about the range hood, okay, and I told you about the, let's see here, I want to make sure everything's off, so that's off. Okay, so you got a fan and a light. You have a microwave right here. The microwave works like any other microwave. Every light has a button in it, so I didn't turn the master on yet. So some of them are wired to it, some aren't. Let me just go here. So I'll turn all these switches on. And this Wi-Fi, I'll tell you about that in a little bit. So you can turn them on and off like that. Okay, so the range is spark to light. Okay, so you're just going to spark it. That's all you do. The oven, it's the same thing, except there's a pilot light down here, right? So you're going to go to pilot. You can barely see it there, pilot. Then you're going to depress this and hold it in. You're going to spark it there while you're holding this in. When it lights, down here, you hold it for another 10 seconds or so. Go to operating temperature, and it'll work like a regular oven, cycle on and off. But when you shut it off, obviously the flame goes off, but so does the pilot light. So you got to light it each time before you use it. All right, this folds out into a, you just pull these cushions off, it folds out into a 3-panel bed. So you're just going to pick it up here and pull it out, put the legs down, and then you fold the back section down, and you've got a bed. It's very simple. You have a fireplace. The fireplace has a built-in fan. It has a temperature. You can change the fire a bit, the look of the fire. So it does a lot of things. It's a good space heater. Think about it on late nights or early mornings when it's a little chilly outside. Instead of wasting or using up, I should say, your LP gas, you can just turn this on. It runs off electricity, and you can save on your LP. Your sound here is basically to play DVDs and CDs. You can stream off this USB. It has Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly with your phone and play your MP3s. You have AM and FM radio, obviously. This HDMI is an in, so you can go into the system through this if you need to use a game machine or a Blu-ray player. This plays DVDs but not Blu-rays. So it does a lot. And it also has 3 different zones for the speakers, inside, outside, that sort of thing. So it does everything you need for camping. And of course your TV works like any other TV. This is a swing out bracket. Here, let me show you. I'll have to do it this way. So you can see it swings out like so. So you can tilt it towards the couch. This is the signal booster for the digital antenna. It should always be on. Okay, your refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator. It works on 110 AC or LP gas. So right there you turn it on. Right there is on auto. I don't know if you can see that. Let me do it again. Turn it on. And then this is on auto right now. Auto means electric. So you can run it on auto. If you're running on electric and you have a power failure in the middle of the night, it'll automatically switch over to gas. That's why they call it auto. You can run it dedicated on gas just by going like that. If this check light ever comes on, it means it faulted. So you would just turn it off and on again and let it cycle through and it'll light the next time. Okay? So that's that. The only other thing to know about this is a thermistor right here, this thing here. You want to slide it all the way up to get it cool inside. Slide it down, it gets warmer, up it gets cooler. You can see the sticker right there. You're going to have it up all the way almost always. This is the power converter here, so it converts 110 AC down to 12 volt DC over here. You see you got regular household type circuit breakers. They're all labeled. And then that converts the power down to 12 volt DC, which you can see you got automotive fuses there, just 15 amp generally, and they're labeled. If they ever blow, you'll see them light up through this plastic here, so you would know that. Also, this is a battery tender, so it'll keep your battery charged as long as you're plugged in. It'll send as much energy to your battery as it needs to keep it charged. All right, back over to here. This GFCI, all the plugs in the trailer are wired through it, so if you're using a coffee pot outside and it pops, you're going to reset it here. Alright, you check your levels here. You see your battery's totally charged. You always want to check it when you're not plugged in though. Fresh water's empty, black water's empty, gray water's empty. It graduates up in 1/3 increments as it fills. Your second gray is empty. When you get past 2/3, you got to think about dumping it. This is for your awning. You're just going to extend the awning. I'll show you just briefly up like that if you can see it. It goes out and you roll it out till you can see the awning tube. Never leave the awning out when you're unattended, so if you leave the trailer, then pull the awning in because you don't want to get damaged by the wind. To light on gas, your water heater on gas, to light your water heater on electric. Like I stated earlier, always make sure there's water in the tank before you do that. Your pump for your onboard water pump if you're carrying fresh water in your tank or you're winterizing. Alright, so the Wi-Fi Ranger. Right here you have a Wi-Fi Ranger switch. The Wi-Fi Ranger is a Wi-Fi signal booster. It has two functions. A Wi-Fi signal booster, you take free campground Wi-Fi and it just boosts it so you get a much better reliable signal. When you're looking at your phone or your tablet, you're called Sky4 LTE 2067. If you want to see what the Wi-Fi Ranger sees, you go to this IP address, put in your temporary password, and you'll see everything the Wi-Fi Ranger sees. You'll pick out the campground Wi-Fi, hook up to it. The idea is you'll attach all your devices to this number, put the passwords in and everything so it connects automatically. Then all you have to do when you get to the campground is or any place with free Wi-Fi is connect it right here. Now you could also, this has got another function that's a paid function. You have to do it through your whoever you got your service for your cell phone from. You'd have to pay an extra, you use a separate SIM card type situation, so you'd have to pay separately for that. It just gives you more connectivity. Mostly people who work from their trailer use that. That's a paid service, but the Wi-Fi Ranger signal booster is all free, and the antenna is on your roof, just so you know. Alright, let's tell you about your slide lock here. You got to pay attention to this. When you bring your slide out in, there's a slide lock that goes in between the top fascia board on your slide out in here. So when you're all the way in, you're going to put it there. Excuse me. And what it does, it keeps the slide rule from bouncing up and compromising the outside seal, so you don't get water inside in the rain or something like that. Okay, we'll show you that when you come in. Okay. Your bathroom works like any other sink, any other shower. The toilet, you have to remember, you have to have chemical in it, and you have to have water in it to start using it. So when you get to the campground, you're going to hook up your water and your power. Then you'll come in here. You'll take your chemical, whatever chemical you use, you put it in there. Then you're going to step on it and flush it. When there's water hooked up, water will come swirling out now. So you want to step on this and hold it down till you put about a gallon or two of water in the tank. There's no way to tell that except using your judgment, so it doesn't have to be exact. The bottom line is you just can't, you have to have water and chemical in this toilet to start using it. After you dump it, if you're going to stay at the same campground and you have to dump your tank, you dump it, and then you would come back in here and repeat that procedure, chemical and some water. And then you're all set again. One last thing, when you flush it, it only fills about up to here. So before you use it, there's a spot right here where the trap won't open, but it turns on the water valve. So you just do that and you can fill this up as full as you want before you use it, but you got to do that each time. All right. So the bedroom is, you got a vent, obviously. If you ever choose to, you can get a power vent installed in that, and it really pulls the air out of your trailer. I did mention in the bathroom you have a 4-speed vent with a vent cover over it that you can keep open during the rain. So it's a good thing to have, and it really draws out the airs to cool it down. Also, when you're using the shower, you want to run this on 1 at least to pull the humidity out, because these trailers are built super tight. But you can put one here too, is what I'm saying, if you ever choose to. That way, on those days you don't quite need air conditioning, you can just use that. There's a foot locker, obviously. Just power and the charging station here. Okay, sliding door. I haven't showed you the thermostat yet, so I got to look around for it. I walked past it apparently. It's got to be here somewhere. Okay, I give up. Where is the thermostat? Okay. It's pretty bad when you can't find the thermostat for your trailer here, but I must be walking right past it. And I was. Here it is right here, right by the TV set. So this is analog, it's self-explanatory. Heat this way, fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, and then cool is the full air conditioner running. And you always want to keep it on auto. That's important. Okay? Alright, so I think that covers it. Let me look around here. Yes, sirree. Okay, yep. Now, when you come in to pick it up, we're going to show you about the slide lock. I'm not going to bring it in right now, go through all that, because frankly speaking, I've got about 2 minutes left on this length of this video, so I'm not going to be able to fit it in, but we will show you that. And also, this has a tire monitor that comes with it. It'll be set up for you. It's a wireless screen that'll be in your tow vehicle, and you'll be able to monitor the temperature and the pressure in your tires. Alright, so, okay. Well, if you have any questions, you can always call us. We can talk you through it. You can refer to online videos. In the packet, there's a manual for every appliance in here, so between all that, you'll get through it. That right there is your antenna. It doesn't go up and down, it just rotates. You can spin it. Okay, just when I told you I covered everything. Okay, so thanks for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit, and we'll do everything we can to help you out, so don't hesitate to call us, and make sure you use the trailer a lot. That's the key. So thank you very much.